Prehistoric labor. In prehistoric times, labor primarily revolved around hunting, gathering, and basic subsistence activities. Competencies required included physical strength, endurance, and knowledge of local flora and fauna for food procurement. Survival skills such as shelter building and fire making were essential. Agricultural Revolution. 10,000 BCE. The transition to settled agriculture marked a significant milestone in human history. Workers needed skills in land cultivation, animal husbandry, and crop management. Competencies included knowledge of seasonal cycles, irrigation techniques, and rudimentary tools for farming. Feudalism. 9th to 15th century. Feudal societies were characterized by a hierarchical structure where peasants worked the land in exchange for protection and a share of the harvest. Competencies required for agricultural labor included farming skills, animal care, and familiarity with feudal obligations. Serfs needed to understand their rights and obligations within the feudal system. Craft guilds. 11th to 16th century. Craft guilds emerged during the Middle Ages, regulating apprenticeships and setting standards for craftsmanship. Workers in guilds needed specialized skills in their respective crafts, such as blacksmithing, carpentry, or weaving. Competencies included proficiency with tools, attention to detail, and adherence to guild regulations. Industrial Revolution. 18th to 19th century. The Industrial Revolution brought about a shift from agrarian economies to industrialized ones. Factory workers required competencies in operating machinery, assembly line production, and basic literacy and numeracy skills for record keeping. Adaptability and the ability to work in a structured, repetitive environment were essential. Factory Acts. 19th century. In response to poor working conditions, governments enacted factory acts to regulate labor practices. Workers needed knowledge of their rights under these laws, as well as awareness of workplace safety protocols. Competencies included the ability to advocate for one's rights and collaborate with fellow workers to enforce labor standards. Trade union movement. 19th century. Workers organized into trade unions to advocate for better wages, working conditions, and labor rights. Competencies required for union participation included communication skills, negotiation tactics, and understanding of collective bargaining principles. Solidarity and mutual support were essential for achieving common goals. Marxist theory. 19th century. Karl Marx's writings on capitalism and labor exploitation influenced socialist and communist movements. Workers needed critical thinking skills to understand Marxist theory and its implications for class struggle. Competencies included political activism, ideological debate, and organizational skills for revolutionary action. Progressive era reforms. Late 19th to early 20th century. Progressive reforms aimed to address social and economic inequality. Workers benefited from education and vocational training programs to improve their skills and employability. Competencies included literacy, numeracy, and vocational skills relevant to emerging industries. Great Depression. 1929 to 1939. The Great Depression led to widespread unemployment and economic hardship. Workers required resilience and adaptability to navigate job loss and economic uncertainty. Competencies included resourcefulness, frugality, and willingness to retrain for new employment opportunities. World War II. 1939 to 1945. The war effort spurred industrial production and led to full employment. Workers needed skills relevant to wartime industries, such as manufacturing, logistics, and military support services. Competencies included teamwork, discipline, and adherence to strict regulations. Post-war prosperity. 1945-1970s. The post-war period saw rising living standards and labor rights. Workers benefited from expanded access to education and training programs. Competencies included technical skills for new industries, as well as communication and problem-solving abilities. Globalization. Late 20th century. Globalization led to outsourcing and the rise of multinational corporations. Workers needed to adapt to changing job markets and develop skills for a globalized economy. Competencies included cultural awareness, language proficiency, and technological literacy for cross-border collaboration. Neoliberalism. Late 20th century neoliberal economic policies emphasized deregulation and free market principles. Workers faced increased competition and job insecurity, requiring flexibility and adaptability to navigate volatile labor markets. Competencies included entrepreneurship, self-management, and continuous learning. Information age. Late 20th century to present, the rise of the internet and digital technologies transformed the nature of work. Workers needed digital literacy skills for roles in information technology, e-commerce, and digital marketing. Competencies included proficiency with software applications, data analysis, and online collaboration tools. Financial crisis. 2008. The global financial crisis led to job losses and economic instability. Workers required financial literacy and risk management skills to navigate economic downturns. Competencies included budgeting, debt management, and diversification of income streams. Rise of the gig economy. 2010s. The gig economy brought opportunities for flexible work, but also challenges such as income volatility and lack of benefits. Workers needed entrepreneurial skills to succeed as independent contractors, including marketing, networking, and client management. Competencies included time management, self-discipline, and financial planning for a regular income. Automation and artificial intelligence. Present advances in automation and AI are reshaping the labor market. Workers need to adapt to new technologies and develop skills that are less susceptible to automation, such as critical thinking, creativity, and emotional intelligence. Competencies in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, are increasingly valuable. COVID-19 pandemic. 2020. The pandemic accelerated remote work and digital transformation. Workers needed to adapt to virtual collaboration tools and remote communication platforms. Competencies included digital fluency, cybersecurity awareness, and maintaining work-life balance in a remote environment. Future trends. Looking ahead, workers will need to continually update their skills to keep pace with technological innovation and evolving job market demands. Competencies such as adaptability, resilience, and lifelong learning will be crucial for navigating future career transitions and staying competitive in the labor market.